following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Our host is... Oh, I thought she was just distracted. But no, it's frozen.
She's frozen. Am I frozen?
Okay, well, no, you're not. Welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit, everyone. We are waiting for our amazing and beautiful and talented host to come on. And while we do, I'll introduce myself. I'm Janice Formichella. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the co-host or the host of X-Files podcast.
Woo! I am Jaida Pervis, matchmaker, love coach, just everything love, and co-host the Bullshit Bitches.
And I'm Christine, and I always come in with a bang.
I love your mannerisms.
I know.
Yeah, woo! Well, I do not know what happened, but the minute we went live, I froze and then I got booted off. And it was like, okay, I see you.
Well, you actually froze. You froze in a very cute, very natural position of you looking at your phone. And so it just looked like you couldn't be bothered to like look up. And we're like, okay, she's texting. And we're like, oh, wait, no, she froze.
I was actually looking at some of the things that I screenshotted to talk about today. And I was like, okay, what order am I going in? And then I was like getting into the music. And then I was like, here we go. Ah, shit. So
and then you froze.
And then I froze. I got a message there from DJ asking me to tap my mic. Can we?
Nope.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it's not through your mic.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into settings and we're going to fix my freaking audio.
Well, you want to know why I don't have a mic? Because my boyfriend is an IT director and has this fancy ass mic, and he took it to my house and installed it for me to use there. And so it's not here anymore.
Wow.
I know.
Wow, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try to figure this out really quick. So while I'm trying to fix my mic, we're gonna start the show out a little bit differently today than what we are normally doing. We're not bringing a guest on. We are our own guests. We're going to actually talk about tips and ideas for the new year in a couple of different ways. I would love for Janice to start out with her tips and ideas for breakups that may have happened before the holidays, during the holidays, or right after the holidays, heading into the new year, and what you can do to help go get through that. And then while y'all are doing that, I'll be here, but I'm going to be working on my settings.
All right,
we got you.
I guess I can dive into it. So besides being the host of X-Files podcast, which by the way is a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on, I also work one-on-one with people to overcome their breakups. And as such, I have been very actively working with people who want to leave their breakup in 2022 and, start the year fresh. So I guess the first thing I would say is, if you've come to the new year and you don't feel like you're quite there, I would say first, make a decision that you are going to leave your breakup in the past and in the last year. And there's so many ways that you can do that. And I have some really fun ideas, but I think one of the most powerful and definitely the most effective thing that you can do if you truly want 2023 to be a new start Can you do that again, dear?
Yeah. Can you hear that now?
That's much better.
Yes.
We have airlift. We have takeoff.
Woo! Here. All right. Yes. Look at me slyly doing things behind the scenes. Woo!
Okay, so what I was just about to say is if you truly want to leave your breakup behind you, the first thing I would suggest is to cut ties with your ex.
Yes.
So I know that might seem obvious, but it's actually not. And it's a lot harder said than done. And a lot of people carry their ex with them for a really long time. Stay in contact, try to be friends, continue to try and seek closure from them, continue to hope that they will get back together, answer their texts when they reach out, which does happen a lot, because even if someone maybe broke up with you, they might still have a weak moment and reach out.
Yeah.
And I would say the best thing that you can do for yourself is to go no contact. That's one of my favorite tips.
That's a great tip, because I don't think people realize that how they are. It's like starting to get a scab, and then you pick at the scab because you think it's almost healed and it's not, and then you start bleeding again, and then it just has to reheal all over. And it's like opening a wound, you know?
Yeah.
And it includes, I think, when you feel like you've started to move on. And that's because so many people tell me that just as soon as they start to feel better about their breakup and about the situation, that's when their ex reaches out. And so often I just see people starting the whole cycle all over again. So I say block, ignore, mute, whatever it is easiest for you. I know blocking is hard for some people, but I'd say that's my number one tip.
Oh, it is my favorite tip, because I always say out of sight, out of mind. And when you're going through that and you're constantly tempted to reach out or hope they're going to call or hope they're going to text, and you're just constantly waiting on that hope. If you're blocking, there's no more hope. There's no more.
So that's the hardest part, though, for so many people, is if you block, you don't know if they're reaching out.
Right.
But the thing
That's the purpose of blocking.
Yes. When you get to the point where you're not like being distracted or wondering if they're going to reach out, and when you don't even care, that's really where, the healing is. And that's really where you want to be as far as moving on goes. So if you haven't already, it's 2023, hit the block or mute button today.
Yeah.
I also...
Block.
And also, like, I know that it seems hard in the beginning, but ultimately, it gets easier. The first couple weeks sometimes are really challenging, but with each day, sometimes it gets easier. And then before you know it, you're not even thinking about it.
Well, but I love this, Janice. But I talk to a lot of people in the matchmaking world, and it's so hard. As much as I coach them through, like, don't follow up, don't block, do this. They'll block, but then they'll unblock just to see, do I have messages? And then they block again, and it's a whole cycle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely is. And sometimes, that could be what works for some people, having them blocked and just looking at that, perhaps that's what allows some people to do it in the first place, is knowing that you can unblock, because for some people, the finality of blocking is so hard to get to. So you know what, that might be really working for some folks.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No. I was going to say, I'm sure you have another awesome tip for us.
I do. And this is a fun one that I want to hear from you too about. And that is change up your environment.
Yes.
100%.
This can be a really, really powerful thing for people who are struggling with the breakup, because the new environment kind of creates a new body memory, and it kind of tricks your system into thinking that something new has happened, something different is going on. And
fresh.
Yes, exactly. And then you create new memories with the new environment that don't remind you as much of your ex. So that could, and this is a really exciting thing for the beginning of the year, because it's like new year, new space. I'm doing this and I'm not even going through a breakup.
Yeah. There is something that I say to people all the time, and two things, especially during breakups. And one is, the universe hurts us to help us. Because if we stop to think about all these choices we make, we're selfishly making choices that that may not be right for us, or may not be the right path, or good decisions. But when the universe steps in and says, "No, bitch, I'm taking this away," and we're devastated by it, I always say, think about the fact that the universe hurts us to help us. They're removing something that we couldn't remove ourselves.
Yeah, and for some people, this does mean, doing a lot of things in life that maybe you had been putting off. And regardless if you've been putting it off or not, I mean, how many times in life do you get a completely fresh start? And that's really what a breakup is. And that's why I say, take advantage of this time to also, spruce up your house or your environment, or go somewhere new, find somewhere new to work, perhaps, go on a vacation, find a new cafe to work out. I always say, like, get new bedding. That's, could be something really fun. Mm-hmm.
Especially after a breakup and you shared space with somebody, or you shared your bedroom with someone, they were there a lot. Getting new bedding is a fresh, easy way, or maybe moving your bed, rearranging your room.
Yep. Getting new house plants can be something really fun. Now you're like actually taking care of something that has, nothing to do with this other person. Plus plants are awesome.
Well, in you're purging like that past relationship. You're saying goodbye to it, and you have to like move on to what's next for you. So I love that.
Yeah. The other thing that I really stick with, I saw it on a sign the first year I went to Burning Man, and it has stuck with me ever since. It is really powerful, and it's in the future. You are already over it.
Oh, yes.
Because so many times, if people would just stop and think, okay, the last breakup I had, I'm over that now. And how long did it take you to get over it? Stop and think, do I want to suffer as long as I suffered the last time? Do I want to move on quicker and feel like I'm myself again sooner? So by stopping and thinking, in the future, I am already over it. What's my choices for my future? Is my future now? Is my future in a week? Is it a month? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and what do I have control over? And a lot of these things, like changing up your bedroom, the thoughts that we think, these are things that we can control. The fact that maybe the relationship is over, you might think is outside of your control, but there's a lot that you can do to make yourself feel better. Yeah. And those are all choices that you have to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to feel better, at least.
Well, I mean, isn't that the goal, to feel better, to realize, okay. So we all know and love Anthony, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I had dinner with Anthony last night. He's been on my mind.
Oh my God, I love him.
He's so sweet. Anthony recently went through a breakup, and he's been really having a hard time. Yeah. And I told him, I said, this is what's important. We can hear you typing, Janice.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm like, what is going on? I actually was like about to message DJ, like, can we mute her for some reason?
I look at the screen, no one will know, right?
This is like,
no, we hear you.
I was talking to him last night, and the thing that I said to him is, we have control over our lives, not somebody else's. And what we need to stop and think about is, what am I going to take away from this relationship?
Absolutely.
Is it the pain and loss and sorrow and all that crap? Or are you going to go, oh, okay, wait, I learned this about myself. I learned that about myself. And he really was listening, and I really appreciated that, because I
love him.
He goes,
I'm so glad that you guys did this.
He said last night, this was an epiphany for him. He goes, I really learned. He goes, my ex now really taught me what love is really. And then he froze, and he goes, wait a minute. I don't think he taught me what really love is about, because what happened and what we wound up going through, it isn't my idea of what I want for showing me love. And so he really had an epiphany, and that was beautiful because he was like, oh, okay, I get this, to where I can start applying all the tools that Janice is teaching me and all the coaching that Janice is helping him through.
Oh, I love
And-
him.
And then he's like, Mama Christine gave me some epiphany. And
I mean, that's what you just described right there is like a perfect example of what so many people go through after breakup, is that in the very beginning, you want to idolize this person and say,
Absolutely.
they were the love of my life, or they were a great love. And then to get to the point where you were like, hold on, actually,
maybe that wasn't the great love.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and this is something that I want differently next time.
And I said to him, one of the things I was listing a bunch of stuff that we need to take stock in when we're in a relationship or leaving a relationship or heading into a relationship. I was saying, what are we compromising? What are we doing this? What are we doing that? And he said, compromising hit me. He's like, because I realized looking back, I was compromising a lot. And I said, why were you compromising? He goes, I'm not sure. And I said, I can tell you. It was your first love. And you thought
Anthony,
that you had to compromise these things, because if you didn't, you were going to lose that first love. And I said, it's okay to lose your first love. This is where our biggest growth is from our first loves. And each time we're in and out of a relationship, taking stock of what we're doing, and are we taking that fucking baggage with us, or are we emptying it out, clearing it open, and say, okay, it's open for new business. It's new stuff can go in this bag, and it's all the good stuff I need to take with me, like my toothbrush. My slippers.
Well, yeah, and to go through a breakup right at the beginning of the year or right at the end of the year, I think that's fantastic. But it's fantastic too, because this is like new start, new you. Opportunity. And it is tough, especially going through the holidays, either without them or maybe knowing that things aren't going well. That sucks. I've gone through it myself. I broke up with someone like a couple weeks after the new year, and New Year's Eve, I knew something was about to go down.
Something was not right.
Yeah. It was. It's a painful memory, but it gave me the entire year for a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that too, though, is a choice. Like all this really does come down to like deciding that that's what this means for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jaida,
yes,
you are the resident dating coach.
I have so much to talk about.
Let's do it.
There's so much.
Let's hit on some key points for you. I want to make sure that we get through yours to about
mine won't be. I mean,
okay.
I think you guys will chime in.
Okay.
Because there's lots you guys might not know. But go ahead, Christine.
Well, I was going to say, I really wanted to start with Janice because, it's about learning to clear things out and move forward and healing. You've got to heal before you head into a new relationship. And I really wanted to touch on that, to then think, okay, so someone after they get over a breakup or feel like they need to move on. And some people are like, to get over somebody, you got to get on top of somebody else. So,
I like your choice of preposition.
Me too.
So, they need to have key points and things to think about for this next journey, which is dating. So Jaida, what's some of your advice and stuff that you have for us?
Oh gosh, there's so much. Okay, so officially,
thank you, Ron.
Yes, thank you,
Ron.
I want to say Ron is correct. A relationship is about sharing our lives with each other rather than giving our lives to each other. That's beautiful, Ron. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you for joining too.
Thank you for joining. Yes, I love it when people come on and comment. It's so freaking fun. So thank you, Ron. You are so welcome to be here.
Thank you, Ron,
and to come back. Yes. So Jaida, give us your key points.
Okay, so obviously dating can be tricky and tough. Right?
Yeah.
But I will say next Sunday.
Yeah.
In the dating world is called Dating Sunday. You guys may not have even known about this, but Oh, in the dating world, it's like the best time to get on apps.
Oh,
to
yes.
I
meet your
actually do.
person.
After
Yeah,
the year. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know
after the
that's what it
year.
was
So
called.
it's called Dating Sunday in the
But do you know
matchmaking
why it
world.
is, Jada?
Well, in the matchmaking world,
Mhm.
it's because people they've slowed down from the holidays. It's a week after the holidays. They can like get to know their person. They can bump their profiles.
Well, so
So
also there are two more things. Also, that it's one of the
yeah.
biggest times for breakups, and so I think a lot of
Ah!
people are going on, and it's also one of the, and probably the reason why more people do it. It's theorized to also be one of the time of some of the highest
The
rates of
toughest
depression.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Tinder. There was
Yeah.
Tinder, the Hinge. A
Cool.
lot of
Yeah.
Tinder had a 20% spike over last year versus this year on what they're expected to have for this Sunday.
Nice.
So I would say, yes, breakups are tough during the holidays, of course.
Yeah.
As a matchmaker, it's a surge for us because although it's like Dating Sunday for apps, we get so many like inquiries and people interested because it's, they've gone through a tough time, Janice, as you just said. But also it's like create a great profile, like get into a new space of being like who you are, and it's a new year, new me, new relationship. We all want that. So yes, next Sunday is supposed to be amazing. And
What
I've
is-
already go ahead.
I was just going to say, what is something that you found to be the most effective as far as like one tip on a dating profile for your clients?
I'm going to say the biggest tip I would say is your pictures. We as women do not want to see your abs. I mean, of course, at some point we would want to.
Or your fishing shots.
Or yeah, like do a great photo. Like let's show who you really are. Like I think women are so much more intentional with their photos on dating profiles than men are. Men, I think, don't give a fuck, to be honest. Like, I
It's
think
because they're not as into taking selfies, though, I think, as women.
Exactly.
And also, a man doesn't often ask like his male friend to like,
to take a picture.
Yeah, and so I think
Yeah,
they just don't
100%.
have the backlog.
Well, also we have to stop and think that women are obsessed with filters, and men absolutely hate it.
Hate filters. But men also use filters too. I had
Yeah.
a conversation with a client today, and his photos he sent me, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you pink? Like, what is the angel thing? Like, what is happening? So men,
That's
I
funny.
think as you get to a certain age, I think men think, well, this is what I should do. But it's like, be your authentic self, like show up as who you are. And I think that's what's going to get you your person. I mean, I could talk about it for days because
we're here for it.
I talk about it with clients all the time. Go ahead.
So what is a tip, Jaida, that someone can take into prepping themselves to get out there, to get the opportunity to go and meet people or get a matchmaker or go on a dating site? What's that step that you suggest?
Well, I suggest that they have to be healed, which they would see Janice and then they would see me.
Yeah.
Because I have so many people come to me that are not necessarily, they're ready, but they're not really ready for a relationship, if that makes sense. So I think just being mindful of your past and what that looks like and really wanting to do the work. But I mean, there's so many resources. Janice.
Yes. Well, definitely check out X-Files podcast. I have done so many episodes on this topic. I even have an episode called Working on Yourself.
By the way, Janice, I send so many people that want to be clients of mine before I take them on to your podcast. Cause I'm like, I don't think that cool. I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just don't, I can't help somebody that's not necessarily
healed.
And I think to be in a beautiful, loving relationship, you have to have done the work. And if you're not healed, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I really am an advocate for that because here, as an example of what not to do is me. I went online and I just dated like a fiend. And I just was like, I'm going to just keep fucking plowing through until I find someone who's great for me. And, thinking, I just needed to find a great guy to not make me feel jealous or not make me feel insecure or not treat me like shit. And I realized
you were doing the numbers game when I first got to know you. You were.
Really?
It was just like, yeah, I should just like got to do it. I just got to do like as many as I can.
Yeah,
Oh,
my daughters all call me the player, and I was like, yeah, I'm playing it. I am playing it hard, but I wasn't playing games. I just was, sincerely trying to just find a way to feel happy and satisfied and fulfilled. And I realized honestly, quite frankly, when I started my freaking podcast and I started talking to all the dating coaches and all the therapists and all the, help gurus that have been on this show, it has taken me through a journey. And I realized I needed to heal. I needed to be happy in myself. I needed to love myself. I needed to respect myself. And I needed to feel like I was worthy for myself. Once I found those things, once I realized and went through that is when better people started coming into my life and less numbers game, and then eventually finding my person. And that really was about what I needed to do, was heal and be happy within my own skin, in my own space. And I'd never been able to be alone, and now I'm fine being alone. I'm great. And I have never said this in a relationship, but the other day I said to Christian, I'm really happy to be home. As much as I miss you right now, I'm really happy to be able to just breathe and take some time. It has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with our relationship. It has everything to do with me energizing myself for myself. And I've never been able to do that. And healing, I'm an advocate for healing. And we can't do it by searching for it in other people.
Yay, I'm so proud.
Yeah, I love
Cheers.
that. I love that. Cheers.
So
Christine,
proud.
I love that because you were in a different space like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I absolutely, I'm like, my heart is,
Aw.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
I'm
you.
so
I
happy for
appreciate
you.
that. Thank
Janice, the same for you. I'm
Thank
very
you.
excited.
I
Yeah.
am as well.
So, do you have another tip for us, Jaida, for getting out into the field of dating again before I move to the next topic?
Yes. Well, I would say hire a matchmaker or a dating coach before you go into that space, because so many people have to figure out navigation. And we all think we're amazing, amazing, amazing daters. And we're not.
No.
So hire someone that can help you.
Yeah.
But also, just like, make sure you do the work. Like, see a breakup coach, see a therapist, see someone that you need to see in order to get you in the right space to be able to be present and amazing for your person.
I want to touch on. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to touch on what Jaida was saying, because I got a flash. Jackie, who we all know, Jackie's been on the show a couple of times. Jackie's even co-hosted with me.
She's amazing.
That girl podcast. She was actually set up by Anthony with her guy, but the date before him. On that date, the guy talked nonstop
about himself.
And he talked nonstop about things that were ridiculous. And she was like, what am I even doing here? And we tend to think we know what to do on a date, but we don't.
No.
I recently set somebody up with someone, and this person is very evolved, and he's looking for a really evolved woman. And I found him one, and it turns out he wasn't as chivalrous or gentlemanly as he tells himself he is. And he made a faux pas, and now she's really thinking twice about seeing him again. And it's like we need to know what the right things to do on a date is. And if we're not following these steps and these advice that people really know what they're talking about or giving us, we're just going back to the same old bullshit that we've been doing all along. And how well did that work for you? It wasn't. So,
well,
Janet,
so I guess two things. First of all, I mean, you only get really one chance to make a first impression. That's, obviously a cliche, but that's why, one of my big dating tips is keep the first date short and sweet and, a drink at happy hour so that you don't have too much opportunity to fuck it up, and so you don't overthink things too much, because frankly, I mean, the story that Jackie told, I think the guy was nervous, and I don't know really what they did for the date, actually, come to think of it, but that sounds to me just like nerves. I'm not too sure, but that's why, if you keep it short, then you don't feel like you have to fill an hour with conversation and then talk and be ridiculous like he was. So that's my tip. Sure. And then I was also going to say mindfulness. You said something about mindfulness when you were talking. And I think that's also one of my big dating tips, is just learning how to be in the present moment is very attractive quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Janice, actually, to touch on that, when I coach people and even new clients, when they're talking about their dating history, I say, be present. Like, you can't think that this person is going to be your husband because you have no idea. Just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, the moment.
Yes.
Enjoy the moment. Be present, enjoy the moment, and figure it out. Like, we'll walk through this together. But I think that's beautiful what you just said about being in the moment, because so many people, especially women, we think like, okay, he's got this money, this height, he's perfect. He could be like my king.
Yeah, finally,
I've got there. But be present. Like, just respect the moment and see what happens.
Well, and when you say in the present moment, you don't put expectations really on anything. And that's really where you want to be when you're dating, because you're, relaxed and chill and confident.
Do you know how many times I've gone on a date and we're sitting at a fucking coffee shop, which I absolutely hate.
I am so anti-coffee dates.
I hate it.
Really?
Well, that's not a date.
It's not a date.
Well, it's a low-key date, though.
No.
Okay.
No.
Personally, that's not my
take me for drinks.
It's not my cup of tea or coffee.
Right. Take me for drinks if you want to sit and have a beverage. But coffee tells me that you could have given a shit. You didn't put any effort in, and you're going to spend this 40 minutes with me, 30 minutes with me, and then you're going to run off and take the girl that you wanted to drinks.
I have to say, I completely agree. It's an errand.
Yeah,
getting coffee is an errand.
It's an errand.
Oh,
but
my
I can't tell you. Well, this is the thing. How many men sat down with me at Starbucks and literally said, and they don't even ask me if I like coffee, which I don't, if I like Starbucks, which I hate. It's like, thank you for taking a fucking moment to find out what I like and don't like. Okay. All right. So then they sit down and they say, what are your expectations from me? Well, I expected you to take a goddamn second to say, girl, what do you like? And I'm not a big drinker, so they're not going to spend a fortune on alcoholic drinks. I'm not going to get loaded and fall over and go, wee, take me home. I'm going to say, take me home, but I'm not going to
say,
wee, but no.
Take me home and let's say wee.
Let's say wee. But yeah, I'm not about those coffee dates. It's ridiculous.
I would never I don't think I have ever said yes to that, to be honest.
Yeah. If you, I always say, if you're wanting to do something in the afternoon and not make it an evening thing and not be buying alcohol or whatever, pack a little appetizer, snacky, or dessert picnic and a blanket, and let's go down to the park or go somewhere
I love
close
that.
and simple to sit down, have a bottle of water or a soda or whatever,
Bottle of water.
and chat, and then get up and go. But you've put some fucking effort in and not gone too crazy, and you didn't take a girl to a coffee shop. It is a job interview,
That too, I have to say, I have that association as well, for sure. Yeah. It's just, not sexy, not thoughtful, but
No,
that's
no,
just my opinion.
Well, one of the things I really wanted to touch on today was preparing for the future year, the future days, for the opportunity to manifest all the good things that you want in your life, whether it be dating, a healthier you, a healthier mental or body, mind, soul. I have really some incredible manifesting tips and tools for you today that I hope that this really helps you. So I have been doing something called the 13 days, and it's super easy and it is exciting. It's like the 12 days of Christmas, but it's called 13 days of manifesting.
Oh my.
And what you do is you write down on a piece of paper 13 manifestations. It could be, I want to be healthier, but you have to write it in, I am so healthy that I am maintaining an incredible weight that I love. Maybe you want to have more money, and you say, instead of saying I want more money, you write down, money flows effortlessly and abundantly into my life every day, and I accept it with all my heart, and I'm incredibly, on cloud 9 about it. So you're going to write 13 of these, and it could be anything. Okay. To, I am so grateful that X, Y, and Z called me and we got to start the project this month because I am prepared and ready. So what you want to do is write these things as if they've already happened and they're already you're living it. Okay. And feel the feeling of what that is like when you have that money, or you have that meeting, or you have that healthy feel in your body, in your mind, whatever it is. You're going to write 13 of them. You're going to cut them out, and they're going to be strips of paper, 13. You're going to fold them up. Now, whenever you fold up something, I don't know if people realize this, but when you're manifesting, when it's a negative thing that you're banishing, you fold it away from you. When it's a positive thing that you want to bring to you, you fold it towards yourself. Okay. So that's just one of my tips. So you're going to take these 13 strips of paper with your 13 manifests, and you're going to fold them all towards you. And then you're going to take a jar or a bag or a hat or can, whatever you have, and you're going to drop them in there. Day 1, you're going to pull one out. You're not going to look at it, and you're going to burn it. So I go into my kitchen, and on my stove on one side, I have a cookie sheet, and I have tongs because I don't want to burn myself. And I light it on fire, and I burn it on my cookie sheet.
Oh, I want to see your jar.
I know.
Me
So
too.
then I take that and I flush it. I get rid of it. Okay. Because I don't know what it is.
Releasing it.
I'm releasing it to happen. It's already happened. It's already here. I don't need to see it. Now you do that for 12 days. 12 days. Okay. On the 13th day, you open the last one. And that's the one you have to put effort into. My God. That's the one that you have to purposely take steps to make happen.
I am here for this.
Me too.
You want to do it together, Jaida?
Yeah, of course. Janice, come on. Of course.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
you're
on-
my favorite person.
I'm on day 11.
Aside from Christine.
Whatever.
Why? Wait, Christine, you're in the middle of it. That's why I didn't.
I know this. I'm on day 11. Tomorrow is my 12th day.
Okay.
Day 13. I started the day after Christmas. So on Christmas Day, I wrote my 13 affirmations or my manifesting. And today I'm on an 11. And in 2 days on Saturday, I get to open up the one and I get to see what it is.
So
Let's
okay,
do it,
so,
Janice.
I'm gonna. I will. I'll be in touch with you for sure to set this up. In fact, maybe we can start this Sunday because I'm doing some planning. Okay, so I have a couple questions. First of all, who came up with this witchy ass shit? Damn it!
Frozen! Damn it! Well, let's just assume. I don't know.
She was like, "You calling me witchy? What?"
She's like, "What happened? I'm a witch? Are you kidding?"
Okay. Well, anyhow, I'm already thinking of some things that I want to manifest, and I'm working on my vision board this weekend. So this.
I already did my vision board, Janice. I love your face so much because we've talked about it. My vision board I did December 31st. I'm so excited about so much that's on it.
Yes.
So
what type of process did you do for your vision board?
And
then we'll circle back to Christine.
Yes.
Taking over here.
I just thought about like the past year and what I want and what I want to manifest. And I put a bunch of different things on that board. And first of all, my vision board is all about love and business.
Okay.
Because, I'm a businesswoman. Like, fuck. Like,
aren't we all?
First. But, I want like my man.
Yeah.
Like,
so write that. Too. You have to write that, but you have to write those things as if they're here. They're already here.
Yes.
They're already feeling it. Sorry, I don't know what happened, but I got dumped off again.
It was another great Frozen moment. But let's get back into this. So I have a couple questions. Where did you discover this amazing spell?
Well, I've been practicing manifesting and witchery, white magic for quite a while, and it evolves for me all the time. And sometimes I feel like I'm stuck and I need a new inspiration, and so I kind of take elements from different things and put it together. And I did see something very similar to this, and I adapted it.
And why 13?
13 is an incredible, powerful number.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, I know that, but I want to make sure other people do too. And then, okay, so then my other questions are, can you like show people what you have on your list?
Sure. You can share your list. But you are no longer allowed to look or think about your list once you fold it up and put it in the thing. You're not allowed to know what you're burning because you're releasing that it's done, that it's here. And then the final one is the one that you have to say. One of the things I wrote was that I am so excited about my new wardrobe and how I'm dressing to fit my body and to feel, really good about myself. And let's say that that's the one I open on the 13th day, then I have to make a plan. I'll call my friend who is a fashionista and she's really good at styling people, and have her go shopping with me and, find pieces that work for me. And maybe I maybe I don't want to buy a whole bunch of like really expensive things, but maybe I want to get 5 pieces that create 10 to 15 different looks by mixing them up. And so things like that. So that's what I'm talking about when I say the 13th day, you have to work on that manifestation yourself. You have to make an actual step. I don't know, till you get it.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm getting all the details right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
yay, Jaida, I'm excited.
So
yay. Okay. Yeah.
we've only got 10 more minutes, and I have a couple of more things really quick. I'm going to go through this next one really quickly.
Oh, gosh.
So This is one that's super powerful that I really suggest that everybody do at the beginning of the year, no matter what. And if you feel stuck at any time of the year, do it again. You're going to write two separate pieces of paper. They cannot be the same pieces of paper. You cannot combine your negative with your positive. Don't let them touch. Okay. So people write lists all the time, pros and cons. They've kept it on the same paper. Okay, you can't do that anymore. Okay. You have to do two separate papers. If you want to call it pros and cons, great. Positive, negative, whatever. I don't care what you do. But write a list of all the positive, wonderful things about yourself that you want to manifest. Maybe it's the 13 things again. You put them on your list. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But it's a positive affirmation is I'm grateful that I am really healthy and at my goal weight. I am really excited that I'm in this business opportunity with so-and-so. I've never been more grateful for the happiness that I feel, the joy that I have in my life.
Christine, girl, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about your internet connection.
Your internet.
I'm on this. I'm gonna do. Yeah, actually, I'll get my partner on it. He's really good at.
Are you like? Can you hear me? Can you?
Yeah, everything. Me? It's her. It's all. Okay. It's all her. Okay. All right. It's.
Well, this was a great show, Janice. I love you so much.
I love you.
I mean, you're like one of my favorite people.
Thank you so much. When are you coming back to Denver? I don't know if the world wants to hear about this, but I do.
Yes, I will. You guys have had crazy weather, so there's.
Oh yeah, I mean, wait a little bit for. Yeah, you know what? Wait a few months.
No, actually, I'm trying to come in March.
Okay, cool. Definitely coordinate with me because I'm going to be overseas.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
It's the rain, guys. It's pouring here.
I've heard that you guys are having crazy rain for days, right?
Yeah, rain is really fucking up my internet. So forgive me if I keep popping off. I just jump off and then jump back on really quick. We only have a few more minutes, so I'm going to try to go fast. So like I said, the positives, then do a quick list of all the things that are negative that you want to get rid of. I'm negative about myself. I haven't been eating properly, and I don't care what it is. I get jealous and I'm sick of it. It doesn't matter. Write your negative list that you want to banish and have your positive list. Now, really quickly, when you fold these papers up, you want to take the negative list first, and you want to fold it away from you. Away. Now, what you want to do is you want to burn this list and release it. And you can pour salt inside of the paper because salt is a banishing, get rid of negative. And you can roll it away, fold it away, burn it, flush it down the toilet. Okay? That's done. The positive list, put cinnamon on it. Put salt on it to keep the negative away. Take a bay leaf and write positive things in the bay leaves, like on your dried bay leaves, write love, write strength, write happiness, write joy, write fulfillment, write security, secure, whatever. And then you're going to fold that paper towards you. You're going to put it in a jar. You're going to put more cinnamon in it, more salt in it. Take those bay leaves and put them in there. If you want to manifest money, drop in a quarter, drop in a penny, drop in a dime. You want to take wax, heat up wax, drop wax around the rim, seal it, and then you can bury it in your yard. You can bury it in a plant for the growth. Or I sit it in my windowsill to be seen by the moon and the sun to give it energy, and I pick it up and shake it. I re-energize it all the time.
Wow.
So those are my main things. I wanted to get into manifesting a vision, teaching you how to practice to manifest things. We'll do that. We'll have to do that.
I have a bunch of practices as well, so we could come on and do a whole nother
let's
with
do a
this.
manifesting in February, and I'll put it out there when we're going to do that, because I have a trick that you could practice on how to realize that you are capable and how strong you are at manifesting.
Thank you,
So
Christine.
I hope that those tricks help. And
Yes.
Jaida, thank you. Thank you for getting us Rev to start our dating path. And Janice, thank you for giving us
next Sunday, dating Sunday.
Okay.
Swipe those apps.
Go on
people.
and find your people to help you with your dating coaches or your matchmakers.
Yeah,
and Janice, thank you for giving us tricks to get over that bullshit. And let's head into this new year with all these new opportunities to really evolve yourself into the person you are meant to be. So thank you everyone for coming and being part of the show. And
Happy New Year.
Thank you for having me.
Happy
New Year.
It's same time, same place next week. And until then, keep it real.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.